If you have been doubting God, if your faith has been weak, I want you today, you listening to me, to understand that it is your faith that will heal you. It is your faith that will restore you.
Created April 17, 2020, we are an assembly of Christians and without the care of our different denominations came together with the sole purpose of rebuilding our world by word of scripture. We are the Our World Group.
I want to bring this passage to you so that you will understand that when you have faith in God, He intervenes directly. When you have faith in God, you have no restrictions. When you have faith in God, you are restored. When you look at Mark chapter 5, verse 21 to 43, it's a lengthy passage, but I want to summarize it to you. I'm bringing it at two levels. The first part of it, I want to analyze, and then I want to make you understand what exactly I'm trying to pass across here. When you look at this passage critically, you understand that when Jesus had finished preaching, he decided again to move to the other side of the lake. Large crowds still followed him. But while there was a presence of one of the synagogue leaders, Mr. Jairus. He recognized the presence of this synagogue leader, Jairus, who came up to him pleading, "My daughter is dying. Please just come and lay your hands on her." Jesus listened to this, and with the crowd coming around him, there was this lady who had been bleeding for 12 years. She had gone to doctors and to no avail. She also heard that Jesus was around, and she came behind the crowd and struggled to touch Jesus' cloth. In her mind, she had it there that if only I can touch his cloth, I will be healed. And with this in mind, when she touched Jesus' cloth, the bleeding stopped. Then Jesus noticed that some power left him and started asking the disciples, "Who touched me?" But no one was giving a positive answer because they said to him that normally there are people around you. How will you ask such a question again? But Jesus persistently asked, "Who touched my cloth?" And this woman came up, trembling, and then explained the whole truth. And with this sickness, she needed healing, and she knew that if she touches Jesus' cloth, she will be healed. This was her level of faith. When she came up to Jesus, trembling and explaining the truth, Jesus turned and told her that your faith has healed you. While speaking to the crowd, some people from Jairus' house came up and said, "The child has died." They said that Jairus' daughter has died. And Jairus, hearing this, Jesus turned to him and told him that, "Just believe." Jesus took him with other disciples to his house. And as they were entering, the crowd was so tight, commotion everywhere. People crying and wailing. And Jesus asked, "Why are you crying? Why are you doing this? The child is just sleeping." They started laughing. But Jairus had faith in Jesus, and he knew definitely that the child would be okay. Now they went in. Jesus laid his hands on the child, and the child came up and was walking. 12 years old child. And people were shocked. They were surprised. Why am I narrating this? I want to pick it at two lengths. The woman who was bleeding and has been bleeding for 12 years, how she was healed because she had faith in Jesus. And then this daughter, this Jairus' daughter, who was actually dead and Jesus brought back to life. There is no situation that God cannot handle. There is nothing that when you look up to God in faith, he will not resurrect. Why do you see doubt as a Christian about your own situation? If Jesus can bring up a child who is dead to be alive, and a lady, a woman who has been bleeding for 12 years, just touching Jesus' cloth, she is restored, then your situation should not be something to doubt. Then your problem should not be your worry right now. Focus all to him.